Folk forms, Indian folk forms have a generous mix of dialogue, dance, songs. Then, so it is very important method of communicating agricultural technology to the farmers and for the benefit of rural development programs. So, see, there are some important characteristics of the traditional media. That means the accessibility of traditional media is very wide, and it involves more than one sense, right? The sense of like seeing, hearing. So it involves more than one sense here, and the potential for cognitive gain retention is possible, but it is also restricted here. And there is potential for effective change in the attitude of the people. Okay? This potential is very high in attitude change, and there is no change in the skill of the people, and the maintenance of particular message is not possible here because the retrieval kind of thing. Then here the interest arousal capacity is also very high, and but the range of mode choice is narrow here in the traditional folk media, and there is less operational abilities and skill, and also personal cost is not relevant here. It doesn't, we do not require any cost. So traditional media has greatest appeal to the masses, and they have qualities of touching the deepest emotion for the illiterate millions. So among these, puppetry is believed to be the oldest form of popular theater in India, right? So it is important for communicating technology to the farmers in the village life, and its problems and solutions also can be disseminated. The folk theater forms like Tamasha, Nautanki, we have other forms like Kirtana or Harikatha. They attract the rural audiences most, so people can be educated through the mediums to bring about desirable changes in their behavior.
They are almost not seen nowadays, no ma'am, all this.
Yeah, no. As we discussed in the earlier classes, they have been blended with the new forms of media.
Okay.
Like electronic media. I have said you, right? In movies, K. Vishwanath movies and other such directors, they have excellently portrayed all these forms of communication, traditional folk media. They have blended the art cinema, parallel cinema, all these things. It can, they have, preserved the culture. It can be seen still, in rural communities, we find all these programs still, folk theater forms is still seen. Harikatha, Tamasha is there, still there. Street play, right? Street play is also there. See, street play is not like theater, but it attracts a large number of people. Because the villagers have a great fascination for their folk dances and folk songs, right? And Mela is still there. You know what is Mela, right? See, meals or country fairs, they are synonymous with, it's like a celebration or festival kind of a thing. Melas, you know, right? What is Melas? They organize Melas in rural areas. Still, it is in existence. And storytelling has been one of the best and most commonly used method of instruction in informal education in rural areas, and also in religious propagation. And also, see, for rural development, of course, this is one of the best form. Then riddle is also there. It's an also education device which, through which elders used to communicate knowledge. I'm talking about the olden era where, see, proverbs were also there. Proverbs, they used to predominate in oral civilization. They used to represent the essence of rural wisdom and knowledge. Okay. So the traditional media should be an integral part of any rural communication program wherever possible. It should be integrated with the modern mass media. See, but in all cases, integration with the ongoing extension work is vital here, because there is a big gap between the modern scientific knowledge and the knowledge possessed by the common masses. So this gap is to be bridged by communicating effectively the development information to the rural masses. Then the messages communicated through the traditional media can gain access to the mind through audio and video effects. See, the use of the eyes and the mind produces a sense of richness in meaning, right, on the individuals. So this mental reaction is both intellectual and emotional, and they create a high degree of interest, and it also make learning more permanent. See, the poorest man also had access to this culture. They expressed either in story, right, poem. They also used to have play, songs. Then there were customs, rituals, and other variety of other forms of characteristics of whole culture, right? So Here, as these are face-to-face interaction between the conveyor and the recipient, in the sense the sender and the receiver, there is scope for clarification of doubts and acquisition of full information. So the influence on the recipient is lasting. So I feel that interaction is can be effective here. Personal communication. Is personal communication more effective?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So the first significant, this traditional form of folk media also gained some international recognition. You know, the programs like family planning, population control, all these, so instead of use of traditional folk media of development communication, in India particularly have been numerous through, regularly used phenomena with the convention. Had various popular forms of theater modes, which were very popular. So even after independence, there have been many instances of the government using traditional performances for development in rural areas. So in the 1940s also, Indian people, theater association, they used some of the popular regional theater forms like Jatra of Bengal. Then we had Bhavai of Gujarat, Tamasha is from Maharashtra. Then Andhra Pradesh has Burrakatha. All these things to increase social awareness and political education. Okay. So are you aware of any of the some other forms of programs like Jatra, Burrakatha, any other programs? Have you heard of any other programs?
Any other programs like I think Amarnath Yatra?
Yeah.
Amarnath Yatra.
Amarnath Yatra. Mm-hmm.
Amarnath Yatra.
Yeah, this is also one of the mobilization program.
Oh,
But I'm talking about traditional folk programs.
okay.
Jatras, they are also, they became popular and they began to be used extensively in some parts of the country, right? But people have received inspiration from all these programs and have started delivering messages through folk arts. So the traditional media, however, they are close to the hearts and minds of the people. They are more personal and they are more intimate. And different folk media can be used to cater to different regions, right? Because every village has its relevant music, dance, or theater form. So these traditional media can be used to reach these people in the process of change and also for the development of the overall development of the country. So traditional media uses a subtle form of persuasion by presenting the required message in locally popular artistic forms. That means this cannot be equaled by any other means of communication. So if we want to inject the message of development among the rural masses, we have to use the folk forms of this country in a more planned manner. Okay. So
Okay,
what areas we can use? Health, nutrition, hygiene, sanitation, and what other areas we can use? What sectors? Awareness programs. On HIV, health. What are the areas in which where we can use the traditional folk media for the empowerment of people?
In public schemes, ma'am.
Yeah. Can you give an example, Manju, what schemes?
Yeah. Cleanliness, help,
Yeah.
and
Sanitation, hygiene.
sanitation, hygiene, and regarding government policies, something.
Yeah.
Like
Community health service awareness campaign can be organized through traditional media.
traditional media, like
Uh,
correct.
yeah, and to improve the utilization of primary healthcare services among communities, right? Then healthcare, see, puppet shows and street plays can be organized to make the community aware of some diseases like tuberculosis or HIV, right? So these puppet shows and street plays can help in that, in the awareness.
Yes, ma'am.
The last class we were discussing about the approaches, right?
Okay, I was absent for the last class, ma'am.
Don't worry, I'll share the link with you.
Yeah.
So, see, according to that, you just tell me for health awareness programs, can we use puppet shows, and what are the forms we can use? See, with the help of traditional folk media, like I told you about this natak, nukkad natak, puppet shows. These can be used to create awareness among, let's say, expecting mothers about safe delivery, pregnancy care.
And even the gap between a child and child.
Yeah. So these can be effective.
And moreover, the injections and all, they'll be scared. So that also, for that also,
Yeah, demonstration can be given.
TT injections and all.
Yeah, healthcare. So after
And even the government policies, ma'am, the government which introduced
yes,
the
yes,
new
the
policies,
government
that should be
policies can
shared by the people, and the reaction should be again
monitored. Yeah.
monitored.
Yes. So after motivating the community through various traditional media like training, they can also be imparted knowledge on different components of the aspects of let's say particularly healthcare. So community can receive valuable information about all these things, the importance, right? The immunization, nutrition, mental and physical health, sanitization, or hygiene. So they can also become aware about the different government schemes for the women, or if you're talking about the newborn child or immunization, all these things. So not only women and girls, but male community can also discuss these issues broadly with the help of various traditional media.
The family planning and all, ma'am. Family planning and
Yeah,
all.
family planning measures, all these things can be discussed, and even men can be brought into the discussion. Like some issues can be discussed, right?
Yes. Even
Like
the girl child, ma'am, girl child. Oh,
yeah. See, we can say that we can discuss the issues involving men, like why are girls discriminated, right, against in the family? Why are women subordinated to men in their house or in the society? So what are the reasons for the discrimination against women? All these issues can be discussed by involving the men community also. So how to reduce the vulnerability of gender discrimination in the society, child protection, all these things can be discussed. So awareness among communities about child protection issues, like as you said, child right, child abuse, or girl child abortion, child marriage. There are so many issues, right, involving child labor, child trafficking. All these issues can be done easily through various traditional media. Not only community people, but panchayat representatives can also be made aware about the child rights.
that again comes to traditional communication.
We can use the traditional forms of media in educating.
Human trafficking.
Yes, human trafficking, child
Human
trafficking,
trafficking.
all these things. All these issues can be discussed. Then also women empowerment, because the efforts through traditional media can be made at community levels to provide women awareness about let's say we discussed about various programs, like so women awareness about debit and credit facilities for them through various banks, if they want to come up with a startup, right? And then we can also discuss and free them from any exploitation by the local money lender. So on the other hand, women can also become empowered in decision making process at family level, and it can also enhance the leadership skills among women, right? So traditional media like street play can help create awareness about in women community about violence against women, Then Protection of Women from Domestic Violence Act that was enacted in 2005, and its provisions can be highlighted through this folk media also. Here, the objective of the communication can create and raise awareness among key persons within the society as well as the community on violence against women. So if we are talking about women empowerment, so this effort will make women vocal, right? They will be able to put their voices before the panchayats, representatives, government officials, and also social leaders for accessing the benefits of government schemes. So, see, it's a fight to change the attitude and bring community people on a platform where their involvement can be encouraged for the development. Here, traditional media can, work wonders and miracle for them, because many works have been done by NGOs, governmental organizations, and through various international organizations, and positive results are sufficient to motivate to work, right, more through this old traditional media. So it can make considerable difference in lives of rural people, and if it is used sensibly with other mediums, it is going to bring much more change in the lives of the people who are residing in rural areas of developing country like ours, India, right? So what is development communication system? Have you heard about development communication system? What is development communication actually?
It is the extension of the communication.
Communication used for the social development, right? Communication designed for the development, social development. Social development means overall development of the people. See, the term development for communication can be defined like as it is a process through which a society is expected to achieve certain socio-economic, political, or let's say cultural and other goals. There is a goal, right? You have to achieve the goal. The goal can be socio-economic, political, cultural, various aspects. The overall development. You clear? Are you clear about?
Okay.
Okay. So, see, there are certain objectives of development. That means, what are the objectives? See, to increase the availability and widen the distribution of basic life sustaining goods, such as what are the basic necessity of life? Three basic necessity: food, shelter, health, and protection, right? The basic availability of basic distribution of basic life sustaining goods, such as food, shelter, health, and
Basic
protection.
amenities.
Yeah. Then next objective is to raise levels of living in addition to higher incomes. That means the provision of more jobs, better education, and greater attention to cultural and human values. See, all of which,
Like comfort zone, ma'am.
yeah. See, the creation after, basic necessity, there comes, what the skills required, right? You have the right to education, job, employment. Not only, generating for ourselves, but for others, for the community. Then next is to expand the range of economic and social choices available to individuals. See, by freeing them from this, by giving them independence, freedom to make choice. After creation of options, you have to give them the freedom of choosing. That freedom of choice should be there. Okay.
Yes,
See,
Manoj, go ahead.
initially there was this concept of development communication in the whole world, but after, the World War devastation in field of social, cultural, and economic aspect, this development system was in the mode of transformation. Because see, after that, the United Nations, World Bank, and different NGOs were established to solve the problems after the World War, after the devastating effects of World War, right? So during 1950s, loans were issued to underdeveloping countries and underdeveloped countries, and technology was transferred to speed up the development process, right? So after a decade, when analysis was done, it was realized that most of the plans failed. Projects were wasted, and the problems of the people living in the rural as well as the urban areas remain unsolved. So factors lying behind the failure of the projects were lack of understanding about social and cultural and the environmental problems. Then, then there was the lack of interpersonal communication of project developers, because they were unable to create a strategy to make successful plans. You understand that? They couldn't involve farmers or the poor or the semi-literate people to participate in decision-making process for their own benefit. So then it was realized that one country's development strategy cannot be applied over another country, right? So it's better to plan projects in the light of the needs of that particular area, or the climate, the concept, keeping in mind the cultural tradition and the attitude of the local people. This is very important. So thus, in this situation, in early 1960s, the idea of development support communication it was conceived by some, some professional officers. So people were employed by the UNDP. You know what is UNDP, right? United Nations Development Program. So they propose that the plans and project developers, they can't enforce and motivate the people towards successful development and change. So they suggested that this job can be well managed only by the people who know the art of communication. So this leads to the concept of development support communication. Okay. So then they proposed a receiver-oriented approach to development communication. That means the receiver should, first understand the communication, which would render communication as a support rather than a deterrent to development. That means it should gain prevalence in, the minds of the people. So development support communication is specifically designed communication strategies which support a particular development program. So in general, development support communication is a concept of communication activities that undertake exchange of messages, let's say at more participatory level, to achieve specific goals of exchange and development. Is clear? So development communication refers to the uses of, which communication is put in order to further development. So such applications are intended to either further development in a general way, see, like by increasing the level of the mass media exposure among the citizens, or in order to create a favorable climate for development, or to support a specific development program. So this type of development communication is termed as the development support communication. So what is the philosophy of development support communication, or DSC? So they they take efforts to bring about a change in a limited area. And it also emerged as a more specific and participatory communication effort to educate the people of rural settings. That means it aimed at more specific people, and it also aimed at targeting the audience to achieve a specific and defined goal of change and development. And it does not depend on technological based communication media. That is the new media, because it works within a limited community to create awareness about the innovations. So its philosophy is to motivate the intended audience or the target audience towards change using all available means of communication. And here, interaction here is more close, because it interacts more closely. So very informal participatory communication, one-on-one personal communication. Okay. Any doubts?
No, madam, we are good.
Can you repeat again?
What do you want me to repeat? Development support communication? See, development support communication is designed, it's specifically designed communication strategy to support a particular development program, because it is designed for a limited area and limited community. And they have a target audience and they have a specific goal to achieve. Okay. And it is merely depend on traditional form of media, because there is no involvement of the new media, innovation, innovative media. This is one-on-one personal communication. It depends largely on personal communication. Okay. So there are also some problems in this development support communication program. So what could be the possible shortcomings or problems? What can we see? Lack of finance. There could be lack of finance, then misusing of funds, then lack of planning can also be, then lack of professional training. Then here we don't have any control over the media, right? Because it's a traditional form of media. So here there is a lack of use of modern communication means. Then we can say the lack of use of modern transportation, right? Then professional training is also not here. And what could be the possible problems? Administrative problem, right? And here there could be a lack of government interest as well. And one more thing is awareness. Because we're not using the modern means of communication here. So there could be lack of awareness, right? So, okay, development communication is characterized by conceptual flexibility and also the diversity of communication techniques, which is used to address the problems. So, some approaches, in the field can include information dissemination, education, then lack of behavior change. All these things are possible shortcomings. So, to bring about change and to overcome the problems in development support communication, so there is a solution of community participation on the basis of, which we can say the real change can occur, which will be based for the needs of demands of public. So that means participatory approach is very much needed here. People should participate. You understand, right? What is participatory communication, participatory approach? So see, people can participate in participation in implementation, right? People should actively encourage and mobilize to take part in the implementation of projects. They should give certain responsibilities and set certain tasks or which are required to contribute specified resources. Then people can participate in evaluation, right? Upon completion of a project, people should invite to criticize or to comment on the success or failure of the proposed project. Then people can participate in benefit. That means people should take part in enjoying the fruits of a project. That means, see, this may be, for example, water from a hand pump, medical care, anything, a truck to transport, to produce market. Any new thing can be appreciated and it can be fruitful at the end of the program, right? Then there should also be participation in decision making. See, people initiate, discuss, they conceptualize and plan activities. They will also do as a community, right? Some of these, they may be related to more common development areas, such as, see, let's say building schools or, hospitals. Others may be more political, such as, fighting corruption, or basic things such as supporting some parliamentary or political candidates. So there may be cultural or religious in nature also. So for example, if they want to organize some traditional feast or like mela kind of a thing. So it's a, in these matters, people living in any community should have proper rights to participate in decision making. So planning a development support campaign is very important, because planning is supposed to be a prerequisite of any program, right? In case of development support, communication and community participation, appropriate planning is the primary step for achieving the goals. So development support campaigns, it is an integrated manner that will utilize different educational and communication methods, which can be aimed at focusing attention on a particular problem and its solution over a period of time. So what could be the possible approach in, what can be the possible stages in creating a plan? The first would be to identify the objectives of the program. Then next step would be to analysis, right? Analysis of a problem. Then we have to identify the target audiences, the situation, and the sponsor. So is going to sponsor the particular program. Then next step would be the formulation of the plan. The selection of the suitable method, timings of the campaign, using what you're going to use, the slogans or symbols, and then pre-testing, post-testings, providing channels for information seeking, and which involves people. So keeping in view the importance and availability of the community participation, here community media can play a vital role to reduce, or let's say eradicate the so-called possible problems and issues in the development support communication.
Ma'am, nowadays we see Tata Sky advertisement.
Tata Sky advertisement?
So by actors, the number of programs added and all. That also comes communication, something like that.
Yes, that will definitely.
Because the two actors, I mean, Kapoor, Karishma Kapoor, Kareena Kapoor, and number of advertisement, the way they tell about the Tata Sky and all programs.
Yeah. Yes, that can also. Here approach is very important.
Yeah, yes, ma'am. Approach is.
Yeah.
And the way nowadays they are not letting the actors to do the advertisement. They are doing them themselves.
Yes, that was they need their own people.
Yeah.
So customization.
Like, yeah, Lalita Jewelries.
Yeah, they don't have any celebrity endorsement.
Yeah, that is also counts, no, ma'am, because they want to do themselves the advertisement and all.
Yeah, that can also be an example. So that's what planning and approach is very important in any campaign development, and also evaluation. At the end, you need to evaluate, right, whether the program design was a success or a failure. So any other program?
That also counts a lot. The program success and failure also.
Yes. So how do you evaluate a program, like the success or failure of a program?
Ma'am, in government, I mean government policies which come into the public, again, how they reaches the people correctly or not, again that feedback is sent to the government again.
Yes, it is.
Whether it is success, the policies, the programs are success or not.
Yeah, that is the feedback is collected and it is sent. So either it can be done by government officials or private agencies, the extension of officers. Have you heard about participatory video?
No, ma'am.
See,
What
here
is
participatory video is a form of participatory media in which community people, they create their own video films. There are like lot of I'll share some websites also where you can find some participatory video. Because see, this is a set of creative and participatory techniques which is designed to involve group of people in exploring their own, let's say, their history through their own filmmaking. They create their own films. It uses video to enable the people, groups, and communities to explore issues that concerns themselves while experimenting with other, people. So here they create their own. It's a tool for empowerment and social change. The participatory video, and it can be very powerful because it creates an opportunity for participants and for the entire community of people to express themselves internally on, let's say, the needs and expectations that probably would not have been expressed earlier, because they'll also allow individuals to experience other postures within the group, other people, right? So through the we can say the
Yeah, ma'am. With a hand camera also, they're taking the movies and
uploading. And there
yeah,
are so many
uploading them.
websites where they are uploading.
They are encouraged in that way also, ma'am.
We have a separate section called as participatory video.
Madam,
Oh.
I think vlogs is also now in these days, a number of people's self-style participating media.
Yeah, participatory video. So see, through what they do is through co-creation of, they have a common purpose, right? So they use this video tool. By using this video tool, those individuals, they develop their self-confidence and also their ability to express and share their views.
Right.
Unless, regardless of their age or gender or their level of education, right? They express themselves freely. They create their own videos. They talk about their issues. There are so many websites where they have dedicated sections for participatory video.
Okay.
Because they find it as a fun and accessible activity for everyone, because they use it intentionally, and it also becomes a very powerful and reflexive tool for them, to realize their own potential. They discuss their issues, right? Whatever issues they are facing, right? So these people get trained, to develop a participatory video through workshops, okay? And also they're trained to get feedback of the community through community filming projections, or also they are also trained for debates and discussions also, which will in turn they promote self-help in problem solving and problem change, right? So here it is led by group members and community themselves, where participatory video, it's a very powerful process of qualitative monitoring and evaluation, because the information and the testimonies which has been collected in this video during the process, by the nature, they constitute a view within the community, right? The viewpoint. So not only the views, the feelings, and this ideal supports. There is a transport. What do you call? There is a system wherein they are free to express themselves. They realize their own potential. The issues can be highlighted, and also there is a transparent communication, right? And through which they will, the goal What is the goal here? The purpose of participatory video is to, stimulate, first to identify the problem. There is a stimulated, they want to propose a change from within. How? Through self-expression and self-exploration, right? What do you mean by self-expression and self-exploration?
It's a own ideas and own knowledge about thoughts.
Self-expression and self-exploration is, they're exploring themselves without the help of others.
It's a own thoughts and own ideas.
It's definitely a collective effort, but self-exploration, expression and self-exploration is there, where, there comes a attitude or behavioral change within themselves. So participatory video is a great tool that, reveals individuals and groups to themselves. So it helps to develop self-confidence and capacity building among people. And participatory video is also a valuable method for providing information for decision making also, because we will come to know, like, what are the feelings, what are the thoughts on a particular subject. So it is also useful for the evaluation of development programs, or let's say in social science research also it's very effective. Especially in journalism and mass communication, participatory video will help a lot. Or see, let's say any objective that requires a detailed knowledge of a particular issue or a group, right? So indeed, this nature of audiovisual material collected during a participatory video process, it's a great resource for qualitative analysis, because there are natural expressions, right? Whatever they say is instant, it's natural. It's not scripted, right? So in social sciences also, they make it possible to provide, a qualitative analysis and detailed qualitative analysis and reports. It's a great tool for that also. And of course, for policy decision and decision making. So there are various websites where you can go and find this participatory video. One such example of website is Visual Exchange. So likewise, we have some other websites where you can go and find these participatory videos on many topics. Okay. Okay. So any doubt?
Can you explain again about the campaign development in the participant media?
Campaign. Okay. Planning a campaign for development support communication. See, first you have to identify the objectives of the program. This is the first step. Then other would be the analysis. Analysis of what? Analysis of the problem, the target audiences. Then after identifying the problems, after identifying the objectives, after analysis, a thorough analysis, you have to formulate the plan. Right? That means you have to devise a suitable method. You have to devise the timing of the campaign. Okay. Then you have to decide what are you going to use in designing the campaigns. Like, are you going to use slogans in the campaign, jingles, or are you going to use some symbols? How are you going to design the format, the blueprint? Then also you have to evaluate, right? At the end, you have to evaluate the program, pre-testing and post-testing. So what channels of information you are seeking, and what are the channels you are using for evaluation? That also you have to design. So you have to keep in view the importance of the, people's participation here, the media, the community media, people. So it will play a vital role, and you have to, see to it that the problems and issues which arise can be eradicated. So certain methodology can be adapted, right, towards the success of the program. So that means you have to identify the needs of the people through direct contact with a group of the people. You
Okay,
have to
madam.
examine the program identified by the groups. You have to talk to people. Okay. So selection of priority programs by the group. You have to select the problem, right? The priority problem. You have to narrow down your problem from general to specific. Okay. All these things should be keep in mind in formulating a development support campaign. Development support communication campaign. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, you have.
So next, what is the next?
I think you have someone's class now. Whose class you have now, Shiva?
We have Sujata madam's class, madam.
Okay, you have Sujata ma'am's class from
4:30, ma'am. 4:30 we have.
Okay. You have a break
4:30.
now?
Okay. If you let's continue.
If you want, I can continue, or if you want to take break, just let me know.
So please kindly continue the class. Hello.
Yeah. You want me to continue?
Kindly continue the class now.
Yeah, yes, ma'am. Anything important because this is the last class.
Okay, important questions that I will circulate before the exams. Okay, don't worry about that.
Okay.
So how to begins the project about the development communication? Can we explain?
Project, though I'm not aware of the project. You're talking about your project report?
But still waiting of a number of students waiting for.
Okay, that is dealt by Sati Reddy sir actually. Or I'll ask Sunil sir, he'll coordinate.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what shall I
Have
do?
you all submitted your proposals, the synopsis?
No, ma'am.
I will not submit it.
When is the last date?
I don't know what the last date.
Okay, by next week, I think you'll get your assignments as well.
Okay.
But anything brief about this project, ma'am, because we are new to this subject.
How to write the project, madam? Can you give the idea and strategy?
See, I'm not aware what you have been instructed, but the thing is, I'll just find out from Sunil sir. Like if I get that instruction material, I'll just find out. You have been assigned some topics, right? You have to choose from that.
Okay.
And then you are aware, like what font, what is the format? Times New Roman is the font style. All these things you are aware, right?
Okay.
Font size is 12 Times New Roman. Line spacing should be, these are some technical things, 1.5 line spacing. These are general things that have been instructed.
Project
From that,
right through
yeah.
the MS Office.
It's not Times New Roman for you?
No, actually the project handwritten and
Handwritten? Yes, Shiva, is it handwritten? Shiva is not here. Yes, and is it handwritten or I'm not sure.
So what shall I do?
I asked Sunil sir to get in touch and like what are your clarifications. You can just speak with Sunil sir.
Okay, madam.
I think Sati Reddy sir has taken his class, right? Morning.
But I have not written the class morning.
Anyway, it's recorded. It's on YouTube, right? You can access.
Okay.
So as far as rural communication is concerned, I told you, right? You have to give as many as examples as possible, as this is something general, right? He'll ask you to devise some communication programs. Yes. So see, general questions like what are the problems faced by rural society, issues and challenges. Okay, some case studies. Case studies are there in your textbook. Don't worry, I'll give you important questions. I'll tell you how to write all these answers along with examples. But the thing is, just focus on case studies. We have already discussed all these things in the earlier classes as well. If you don't have the link, I'll share with you. Okay. And next week, please write the assignment and submit on time. Because then I think in August, you have your exams. Last week of August.
The first week, August of the first week, second week, last week.
No, I think last week of August.
Last week, okay. So yeah. When I prepare, begins the preparation.
Okay. If you have any doubt, you can revert. You can ask me anytime, okay?
Okay, ma'am.
On any of the topics. If we get time, we'll discuss some case studies next time. I'll just have a word with sir and let you know. Anyhow, case studies are there in the textbooks, and specifically you can also search on on Google and find about, as we discuss this, participatory videos. So you can search on YouTube or Google some certain websites. Okay, just see the pattern, how those people are devising, how they are creating the video, what are they talking about. Okay, specifically concerned to Indian community, India. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. So assignments, I want the assignment.
Assignments will be displayed next week online.
Online next week?
Yeah. Next week in the sense, I think, yeah, before.
Okay, madam.
So keep checking, right? Keep checking the website.
Okay. University website.
Yeah, university website. Okay, so go through the textbook and let me know if there is any doubt. Important questions that I will share with you later before the exams, okay?
Okay, madam.
Yeah. Yes, others, Manju?
Yeah, yes, ma'am. Yeah, fine, ma'am.
Don't worry about the important topics, okay?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Just go through the syllabus.
Yeah.
Get in touch with me anytime. You have my contact details, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. And then other links I'll be sharing with you shortly.
Yes.
Related to case studies and other examples also. Okay?
Yes.
So I'll share to one of you. You can share among your classmates.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay?
Thank you, madam.
Okay, welcome. So you all can take a break because you have another class, right?
This is the last class of the online class. Last.
Yes, today's last class.
Okay.
But I'm available all the time. I'm telling you, if you have any doubt, you just get back to me.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay?
Okay.
So you want to have a break?
Okay, yes.
Okay. Okay, then all the best for your exams. If you have any doubt, let me know.
Okay.
Okay. Bye.
Thank you.
Welcome.